why there's so much unrest. Because we are like a machine that should be burning a certain kind of fuel, gasoline, but they're putting diesel in it, and vice versa. That engine is not run correctly right.
And finally,
I want to say this. I have never been to a place in my life that has brought out so much love, anxiety, emotion, like the Bahamas. I am very much in love with the country. Honestly. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Minister to us tonight that we will be well, that we will take the wisdom, we will take hold of the knowledge, and we will not be just hearers, but doers. And so enlighten us now. And Father, we will not ever forget to give you the praise, the thanks, the glory, and the honor for the wisdom received here and the knowledge tonight. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, and let the people of God say amen.
Illness and hypertension, impotency and mental illness and prostate cancer, things that are common maladies here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I contacted the distributors and invited Dr. Sebi, never met him, don't know anything about him, to my program. I was instantly impressed. Since then, Dr. Sebi has secured the assistance of 𝐥𝐤𝐬, who is president and founder, originator of the Newlife Plaza, and rather the Newlife Vegetation Center in the East Street Plaza north of Little General on East Street. I'd like for you to welcome this evening one of his keen assistants, Mr. DJ Counselor, to tell us about what has been going on at Newlife and how that particular facility can assist you. Please let us welcome him.
Good evening. I've been working along with Jamal and this team now for about almost a year, and working them from the media perspective, not his assistant, but from a business perspective. And I will be honest, at first I was a little skeptical on everything that was being said, to say how powerful these herbs are. But after interviewing a lot of the patients, their clients, and seeing them come to tears and just talk about how their diseases have been reversed, it was mind-boggling. I'm traveling on the road with them to some of the family islands again, and just meeting individuals and a warm welcome. Individuals who have been impotent. What was most touching recently was a young lady that who was already prepped for taking for going on the dialysis machine, which of course they put the tubes in them and so forth. And after she explained her story, what had transpired over the last few weeks, and going on to taking the 𝐜𝐨𝐬𝐬 for about only 2 weeks, and went back for a final exam before she actually started going on dialysis, and the doctor told her she didn't need it anymore. It was like, wow, just from drinking 𝐜𝐸𝐸. Going on the road again and just interviewing individuals from police officers to nurses, and the list goes on and on. Any one of us today could be plagued with sickness, and they found that it's just simple as just changing your diet. A lot of folks, even on the road, would approach me and say, well, I hear you're working along with so forth, and said yes, and I can proud to say that these products are working. I'm using the products myself. Again, the 𝐜𝐸𝐸 definitely, it's when you think about just investing a few dollars for your health versus going on chemo or having to take an operation that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars, and just you could just, whatever the case is, whatever situation a doctor can tell you that you may seem gloomed about, it's just a matter of just changing your diet. And so working along with them from the website, flyers, and just being on the road with them, definitely I would say that this is 100% real. There's no smoke involved, no little gimmick, no extra something between the table, nothing, you know what I'm saying? So each one of you took the initiative to invest $30 into your life, and all of us who are businessmen or family definitely would know that, your health is your wealth, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense you investing in getting a home or a car or send your kids off to school and you're not going to be around to enjoy those things. And so I just would encourage each and every one of us. It's not the easiest thing to do to change our diet, but one step at a time. You know what I'm saying? And so again, I personally know individuals from diabetes, again, and just recently heard someone in the country just got reversed from HIV, you know what I'm saying? So definitely this is the real deal. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for investing $30 into your life. And definitely when Dr. Sebi comes, every question you can ask can be answered. There's a lot of speculation out there, and again, I've met nurses and doctors who are now sending individuals to Newlife because, again, the medicines are not going to work. They're there to suppress the situation, but just to think about it, God was so marvelous that He created our body to heal itself. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why it's not doing that is because of our ignorance. And I can say this without an apology. You can be ignorant for your whole entire life, and that won't change your situation. You know what I'm saying? If you have a cancer problem, diabetic problem, and you've been ignorant about what's going to help you, your body's not going to repent for you. We got to change our diet, and that's just a fact. We perish because of lack of knowledge. So you guys are in the right room. I want you to give yourself a round of applause for investing into your life. Thank you guys very much. Be blessed.
Thanks a lot, DJ. I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to introduce Dr. Sebi, but let me just say that what captured my attention and imagination is when he said that we are created to eat natural foods, which I have been doing since 1982. But he told me that my diet was all wrong. It's very strange because all of the natural books and New Age books and health books that I have been reading told me pretty much to follow the diet that I've been following. I had been drinking carrot juice and eating carrot, which he said is an unnatural food. I've been eating potatoes, she says, is an unnatural food. Sweet potato, cassava, corn, turnips, spinach, all unnatural food. All created by man. And he will explain tonight in the 15th century that our bodies were designed to be fed by electric food because that's what it is. And I was taking a whole host of vitamins, spending approximately $100 a month on vitamins, which he says are useless because the body has no need for vitamins. The body is made up of 102 minerals, 92 of which can be found in sea moss. Minerals, and minerals only. Not vitamins, not amino acids, not proteins, but minerals. So you're in for a treat tonight. Take off all of your expectations because you are going on a ride that will change your life. He was born in 1933. He never went to school, not even kindergarten. He's self-educated, self-taught. He's world famous. He is Dr. Sebi. Let's welcome him. Normally you keep the clapping going until he enters the room, you know. This is a 79-year-old young man, Dr. Sebi. We're also happy this evening to welcome Mr. 𝐤𝐨𝐫𝐞, who is the president of Newlife, and Dr. Sebi's wife, dressed in white. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Good evening. I don't know how to express my thanks to you and my gratitude. Before I begin, I have to thank Jamal, which all you all know the name, Jamal. I have to thank Julian. The brother just now. And you, the greatest participant. I'm very extremely happy to be here today to deliver this message because every time I come to the Bahamas, you know, it's like a rejuvenation. I grew up in a house that were Garvey. I know many of you know about the Garveyite movement. My grandmother was a nurse, and my mother was something else in it. And all I heard was Garvey and some blackness. So I always stood with it. So tonight, I hope that in exploring our history, our offering, that some good would be received from it. Because I don't intend to, do you hear me? I don't intend to deploy words that are empty. I wouldn't feel comfortable. I was the obedient child then to my mother and my grandmother. I'm still that obedient child to you. You see, when I came to the Bahamas, it was against my will. I was reluctant. Jamal called my wife. My wife told me, said, but I don't want to go to the Bahamas because I don't think that they want to hear the message. I think they like Haitians. I said, you ask my wife. My wife said, what makes you do that? Or say that? When you know that each individual is different, groups are different, you cannot put everyone in the same category. Just go. I said, okay. So we came. And here you came. The first, the second, and now the third, or the fourth. And I'm happy to see you there. And I'm hoping that I am the servant to you tonight that I always think that I want to be and should be. We need servants. We need someone that come with the truth. Of course we do. I found someone, so I want to bring you the same message. I was very sick. I was impotent at 30, diabetic at 27, asthmatic from birth, insane at 30. I wanted to hurt my wife. I wanted to kill her. Sure I did. This is why when people come to me today with problems of the nerve, you could tell that it is not the person that is bad, it is what we have been eating. Why are we eating these foods that we were given? Because we were removed from that place where God placed us. We have to always go back. Tonight, we want to clarify. We want to clear things up. Sure we do. We want to clear it up. But to know how far away we are from where we should be as far as our health, we have to take a little trip back. Because today, we have diabetes, we have cancer, we are impotent, we wear glasses, we are sick, we are born sick, something that is against the arrangement of life, to be born sick. How could that be? You see, the Holy Bible teaches us in the book of Genesis, Ezekiel, and Revelation that the herbs are for healing. But it didn't have to tell us this. We live in the jungles. That's all we had. All we had in the jungles of Africa were the things that God provided for us. And those things that God provided for us, they didn't have any starch. There was no starch in those things. There couldn't have been starch in them. Because if God had made a substance that had starch, God is not a loving God. Because starches are known scientifically as carbonic acid. You see? So now as we go back to the jungles of Africa, we begin to see that there are ingredients there that we need. Not only to make us healthy physically, but emotionally, where we need it so much. We need the love that we once had for each other. The love that kept the village together. The love that we didn't need old folks' homes. No, we didn't have old folks' homes. When we get old, we die in the eyes of our great-grandchildren. We were home. Today, I can't even speak to my neighbor because I'm afraid. I don't know who they are. What you mean you don't know who they are? They're a human being like you. And if you give them the love that you give yourself, that neighbor will protect your house while you protect theirs when they're gone. It is beautiful to love. It is peaceful. It is encouraging. Like my friend Rockford has just passed, had a friend of his. I met him when we were 4. He died at 68. We were friends for 64 years. He used to say, it's nice to be nice. And that's the fact. It is nice to be nice. So as we go back a little bit into history, we find that we, the African people, we were one of the most obedient group of people to the mandate of God. We didn't have rice, we didn't have beans, we didn't have cows, we didn't have goats or dogs in Africa. We didn't have any of that in Africa. Why? Because we only had the things that God provided for us. That's all we had. And because we only had those things, we were very healthy, we were loving. We didn't leave Africa to go and enslave anyone. We didn't leave Africa to go and take the land of another. We was quite comfortable where God placed us. But one day, they removed us. And here we are, a group of people, eating things that hurts us, eating things that hurt your neighbor. Right there we see confusion. How did it begin? Well, let's go back. As we said, that we only had the things that were ecclesiastical, the things that God made. Today, according to the science of geology, these things that we had in Africa are considered today as being native plants. Native plants. What are native plants opposed to other plants? You see, over the years, we were unaware that there were people in Europe doing research as far as crossbreeding, cross-pollinating, or hybridization, cloning. All these things were going on. This is why many of us believe that when you take peppermint, or aloe vera, or ginseng, that you take an herb that God made. Not so. God did not make any peppermint, nor spearmint, nor aloe vera, nor comfrey. These things are hybrid. How did we go about finding these things to be hybrid? We gave it a hydrogen ion concentration test. To break it down simple, it is a pH test. You may have heard the word abbreviation pH, but to apply it to us, we didn't know how to accommodate it. pH only means a method used to separate that which is acid from that which is alkaline. That which is alkaline is godly. That which is acid naturally was made by man. And that is where coffee comes in, sugar comes in. All these things are made. They are natural. This is why we recommend that you take agave instead of sugar. Because sugar came from a cane that was made in a laboratory. There we go there. We eat laboratory food. In that state of eating laboratory food, I can't extend to you what I would like to. I want to give you my love. It's nice to be in love. It's nice to give love, and it's nice to receive it. When someone tells you that they are in love with us, you know how it makes us male and female when your baby tell you, I love you. I know I do. I like when my wife tells me I love you, especially when I've done something that I deserve punishment for. So of course, it's delicious. It is good. But to get to that love state, for me to love you, I have to eat the foods that would bring about an environment in me that would avail me the privilege to love you, but beginning with myself. I cannot love you unless I love me. How could I give you something that I don't have? I can't. If I'm not in love with myself, I cannot give you any love. But if I love me, automatically love everybody. Chinese, Eskimos, Arabs. It's nice to love Chinese, Eskimos, Arabs, and everybody else. It's easy for us to get there. We're going to have to travel back a little bit, and we're going to do so tonight. Finding out that we are people that only indulge in what is known as alkali foods. That's all we had in the forest that made us peaceful. It made us loving. This is why it was easy for the slave master to bring us over here. They told us stories. And they brought us. Okay, fine. All of us experienced that in history. White experienced it. They were slaves once. Koreans were slaves once to Japanese. We were slaves to the white. It's always that time in which it seemed that man is going to do things to another man. Man inhumanity to man, as we know it to be. Why? I don't know. I could only suspect that it is the food that we eat. Because the African people, the Mayan people, the Aztec, and they, all men, they weren't enemies. They were not enemies. They didn't call us names, you know, like they call us today. These funny names, colored folks, and other things. It's okay. It's okay. We are loving people. They could tell us anything. Tonight, we want to set the record straight that the diet of a gorilla is not the same as that of a polar bear. They're both animals, but one was designed by God to only eat green leaves. The other has nothing to do with leaves. I'm going to eat blood, okay? And I don't have to go to a nutritionist to ask them, could you please explain to me about my diet and the amount of calories, the amount of protein? No, that polar bear knows that he has nothing to do with leaves. He's going to eat blood. The gorilla likewise. He will never put a piece of meat in his mouth. So, we begin to see that in the arrangement of life, there are groups of cells or people that eat only a certain food. Make no mistake, this is coded by God and nature. But when you ask a black person like myself, well, what is the food that you're supposed to eat, Dr. Sebi? I don't know. Well, how can I not know? Well, the eagle knows. The eagle is a bird, right? You would think that birds eat seeds and fruits. Eagle eats meat. He would eat you. But there are birds that only eat seeds and fruits. So you see, there's always that separation, that line of demarcation. So what other foods that we used to have? We don't know those foods today. In my research, trying to be what I am today, I was a steam engineer. I was a merchant seaman for 10 years. I was interested in herbs all my life, from my grandmother's day, because you know how your grandmother teaches. I know the Bahamian grandmother did the same thing. There is a Bahamian that doesn't remember their grandmother or their mother taken into the past herbs that they were showing us as children, they were herbs that were natural. But in these years now, they've been bringing herbs to us that are natural. And we're not able to identify them because our research didn't take us there. Our research just did not take us there. We see many, many things happening to us and we don't know how to approach it. In this instance, I'm going to go to my brother. My brother was a reverend. For 30 years, he was a preacher. Everybody loved my brother. Of course they did. Pastor Dave. Beautiful man. I love him. He's my younger brother. I had my mama to raise him. But you know how mother does in the Western Indies. The older son and the older daughter have to take care of the other one, right? But that was me and my brother. But he became a preacher. My mother wanted me to become a preacher. I said, no, I don't want to be that. She said, why? I said, Mommy, I want to be a servant. I want to do something good. I don't want to be a preacher. But what you mean you want to do something good? Preacher doesn't do that? I said, I don't know, but for what I have seen in the past, I said, and my brother, they don't follow the mandate of the Bible. I said, and I don't want to do that, because that is living vicariously. You don't do that and get away with it. God is at the bottom of everything. I said, he got a hard head on his table right now. A bleeding hard head that he's going to eat. Mommy, I can't eat that. The guy living in the house. So I said with my brother, I said, look, man, why can't you see what the Bible is showing us? We have to be obedient. It's not about being macho man. That doesn't get you anywhere in trouble. We have to be obedient and loving. Why can't you see what the Bible is showing us? The herbs are for the healing of the nations. But he couldn't do it. He could not do it. I know he wanted to. He looked at me with these strange eyes, and he could not submit. He could not bend to God. Yet, he was a preacher. Why couldn't we do it? Because we had no idea of the deleterious effect of starch and blood is going to have on your brain. You see, starch and blood are deadly. They will turn us against ourselves. Against ourselves. We're going to go back 365 years before Christ was born. The great Hippocrates, the father of medicine, the man that brought to us this edifice that we know today as the medical science. Well, as for us Africans, we didn't know anything about science. We didn't have to know anything about science. You see, science confounds things. God doesn't. And we did God. This is why oftentimes you have heard me say many times, I was never a sinner. I am not a sinner now because I'm not sinful. How could I be sinful? You know, when you think of yourself as being sinful, you have reduced yourself to a very low end, like you have no work because you're sinful. When I was never sinful, that's why I had no sins to repent. Because my research shows me that no, we were always godly. And because it took us away from that godly environment, now we are this what we are. Okay. All we need to do is to repair it. And that is exactly what I intended to do as a steam engineer. All of my friends said to me, are you crazy? You know, we read your resume, you didn't go to school. And you're going to heal people? I said, look, man, Gregory, I'm going to heal everybody. No, I'm going to heal everybody, I'm going to heal every disease. But what makes you so sure? What do you say? There's only one. But for a black man, as young as I was in my early 30s, to stand up against science, making a claim that there's only one disease, and that you're going to go towards using herbs, that was unpopular. But you know that when you use God, you become unpopular? Of course, you become like someone distant now, when it shouldn't be that way. God is the answer in every step of our lives. I didn't realize that one day I would be saying these words to anyone. Why? Because I was a mischievous boy. I didn't go to church. I used to have to grab music to the church. Because I had all this hair on my head, and I hated to comb my hair. And it was so nappy and stuff. So my grandmother said, well, we're going to fix that. We're going to keep you born head and you're going to go to church. We're going to be in church, little boy. Naturally. I grew up in the church. Then I found it one day. I left the church. And I joined the Muslims. I joined Islam. Why did I join Islam? Because at the time that I joined the Muslim religion in the United States, they were talking about building things, like Gaudi, having business. But naturally, why should I feel good? This is independence. The Jew does it. Everybody does it. Mexico does it. They cooperate with each other. Why can't we? Why can't we cooperate with each other? But that starch and that blood is preventing us from really coming to the understanding that we need each other. So, as I embark on this journey of healing, because of my interest in black people and others too, but especially black people because I am black. I am an African by heritage. And it is incumbent upon me, as it is said, self-preservation is the first law of nature. But if we turn our love to ourselves, automatically we're going to love everyone and help everyone. How many white people, Chinese and Arabs, come to us with healing? Look at the beauty in it. The son of the slave is going to treat the son of the slave master. Think about it. Think about that transition. From slave son to the provider of help to the slave master's children. Doesn't that make you feel good? Of course it does. Because we have risen upon that level that would have caused us to be what? Angry. No. Anger. Anger eats the owner. In the spring of African wisdom it is said that an angry heart devours its owner. So it is about love. It's about love tonight. Love is what brought me in front of you. And you, the Bahamian people. You brought me here. You beckoned me here. What I felt from you, I have not felt from any other group in the world. I have been in and out of many countries in Africa. It kicked me out. Get this nigger out in those words. That's okay. With me, everything is beautiful. I was not a nigger. They kicked me out. Maybe Eugene, Charles, and my minister said, get him out. I was in Martinique. They kicked me out. I was in Curacao. Get him out. Wow, I said, but why am I doing this bad? Why am I treated this way? So, naturally, my mom is alive. I would go to her and say, Mom, what's happening? She said, wow. I said, but Mom, why is it that I come telling people things and they tell that I'm lying? Well, they have to think that you're lying. Why do you have to think that? Think about it. They've been told one thing, you come to change that. Not going to happen overnight. So what do? You're going to pay blindness and you cure diabetes, you're going to put that in the newspaper. So I went to New York and I put it in the books. And instead of the Attorney General receiving this message as something good, he's going to send to arrest me. Oh my God, I'm getting arrested for what? Because I claim to cure AIDS, yes. But I do. What is wrong with that? Shouldn't we protect that? Shouldn't we just help that? We are sick. And if your brother is curing AIDS, what is the problem? The problem is that these 500 years that we've been on this side of Africa, we have been given information that was totally inconsistent with our genetic predisposition. But that's okay. That's okay. What saved me was Uruwa. You see, I'm a member of Uruwa. Uruwa is the very essence of African life. In Uruwa, we have no pain. There's no anger. In Uruwa, we forgive because we want to be forgiven. I did not come to say things to you that I need to be forgiven because everything I deploy, I want it to be true. And it will be true because that's the only thing I can which I travel. I didn't have to travel on another. It's going to be true. This is it. So what did I find? That we, black people, were the one that Hippocrates traveled, and when he went to Africa, he noticed that there were no hospitals, there were no doctors, there were no medicine. And these black folks was jumping and hanging on trees, living up to 300 years. What's going on there? The 𝐥𝐤𝐬𝐷 was out the window. We lived 3 times that. But somebody in Europe said that we were supposed to live 3 whatever number that is, I don't know. But you see, they tell us these things, and we have to believe them. So tonight, what we were told was not the truth. It was far from the truth. But look how strong our biology is, that we live at least 80 years. I'll be 80 next year. I'm 79 now, yes. But what does that mean? My friend uncle just married a woman 17, and she's pregnant, and he's 117. You see the noise we just made? We just made that noise because we cannot fathom. How could that be possible that a man of 117 years of age is going to impregnate a 17-year-old wife? Well, it is possible. But you and I would never fathom that. We would never be able to process that well because you and I be eating starch and blood 500 years. And if we take the starch and blood to the blackboard, well, we're going to ask some questions tonight. Why am I supposed to eat this blood? Well, Dr. Sebi, after all, you need your protein. Protein? What is that? I know that's a word that's supposed to be associated with food and nutrition, all right? But what is it? What is protein? Is it meat? That's where you find the highest concentration of protein, in meat. So I'm supposed to eat meat to get protein. Okay, fine. What is protein that I need it so much? Is it electrical? The doctor looked at me, Dr. Steinberg. This is a woman that was head of the pediatric hospital in Washington, D.C. She was treating a little girl named Akila Stroud. So they took her out of the hospital, brought her to me. I took everything away from Akila that constituted protein. They took me by the police back to the hospital 90 days later, but the child no longer had sickle cell anemia. But the doctor's talking about protein. So this is one of the edifices that they have constructed that you and I know nothing about. And we believe it. But if I ask any one of you in the audience, what is protein? You don't know. I don't know. I'm not ashamed to say I don't know. So when I ask Dr. Sadberg, what is protein? She can give you a response that is generally given when asked about the substance. Protein is one of the 19 amino acids, the building blocks of life. Amino acids. What does amino acids have to do with my life and my biology when the body is composed of minerals? So now, what is the difference with Dr. Sebi and the rest of the compound that you guys have been hearing about? People have been saying about it, they're cured of this, that, and the other. Well, of course, I like to hear that. I like to hear that you're doing good. What's the name of the young lady that wrote me the letter? Here's the pen. Here's the pen wrote me a letter. Lady right there. When Here's the pen came to that meeting the last time I was here in the Bahamas, I said to her, I was admiring her dress that she was wearing. Many of you was at that meeting. Admire her dress. But I was looking at this lady and listening to her story, how the doctors ate up her money. You see? They ate up her money. I am her brother. I'm of the same gene. Do you think that it would be good if I were to have eaten up her money likewise and not give her what she needed? No. No, it's about love. I told her, I'm going to try to help you, young lady, and there she is now. She wrote me a love letter. I want to read it. I haven't read it yet. I don't know if Jamal has the letter. But these are the things that we need to practice among ourselves, not only from a healer or a servant to you. Each and every one of us, we are supposed to exhibit that. And if we are not, that tells us how sick we are. I can't love my neighbor. No, why? I can't love Chinese. Why? He's a Chinaman. I don't know him. Yeah, but why should I hold my love? Because when you give it, it's when you feel good, right? When you give love, you feel good that you have it to give. Of course you do. So what's the difference? Dr. Sebi went to the forest and began selecting the herbs that God made from the herb that man made. And how do we find the difference? I said pH test. But once upon a time, we African people, we didn't need to know anything about pH. Why? Because everything that we had in the environment in Africa was alkali. It was nothing that was acid. Now, everything we eat is acid. Please don't go to Africa. Don't go to Africa and see what they eat, because you're going to get scared. I mean, I'll take one country, Nigeria. You got on one side, the north is the Hausa. In the west, you have the Igbo, and the south, the Igbo and the west is in Europe. Now, if you look at what they eat every day, they call it gari. Gari is a starch. It's a compound starch that has cyanide. Here is a man eating cyanide with blood. With blood. And then you think that this man is capable of sitting and solving a problem with love? No. He's eating blood like an animal that eats blood. That's how he's going to behave. So what happened in the 80s, was it in the 80s or in the 70s? It was in the late 60s. The Biafran War. Nigerians killing Nigerians. How does that help? Doesn't help. Somebody's angry. Somebody is angry. rice and beans, oatmeal, cornflakes with cow milk in it. The boy was insane. But it took a certain degree of obedience for me to submit to the Mexican. The Mexican said, "You are full of shit." I said, "You're crazy." He said, "I may be, but you are full of shit." My belly was out here. It was 42. The brother was sick. But I went to the black doctors, the healers, the herbalists. I went to Chinese. They didn't heal me. Somebody called and said, "You better go to Guadalajara, Mexico." I speak Spanish. Born in Honduras. Spanish country. I went to the man. The man put me in a diet and put me on these herbs, and here I am 49 years later, talking to you about the same healing. So what Dr. Sebi did was to study you. And as I began to look at you, look what I did. Where here's a boy that never been to school, how is he going to really come in front of an audience or an individual to do consultation? How is he going to do that? What premise? What foundation? What arrangement? Well, guess what I did? Being a steam engineer, I would begin to experiment with these plants and give them to people, and give them to people, give them away because I had a good job. They would come back and say, "You know, Dr. Sebi, when I used to stoop and raise up my head too fast, I get dizzy." And I know you guys are experiencing that. So, the other one would say, "You know the stuff that you gave me? It stopped the dizziness, but I'm weak." Uh-oh. Then I put another compound together. Then the other one would say, "Well, you know, I haven't been to the bathroom. I made something to the bathroom." So as they begin to tell me about the maladies, I begin to record that. Then I begin to ask you, "Sir?" "Yes." "Do you get busy when you school sometime?" "Oh, yes. How do you know?" "But I was told to tell you before." Ladies, after you pass 50, what part of you hurts? "Oh, God, my arm. This and that." And anyway, I'm in menopause. I said, "That's okay. Menopause is falls too." "What you mean by that?" "Well, you see, there was a woman in New York that went into menopause when she was 42. And when she came to me, she's 51. But she came to me because she had 5 fibroid tumors. They came out. I'm in Chicago one night. I got a telephone call. "Nigga, if I get pregnant, the baby's yours." She got pregnant and had a baby at 52. Little baby named Makita. Little beautiful little girl. So we are not going to think tonight that what is said is true. And that when you get sick, that's the end of it. No. It could just very well be the beginning of your life. Because now you're going to put forth effort into reversing that. So Dr. Sebi went and he selected from the plants of the world only the plants that are alkaline, the plants that are natural, the plants that are electrical. Name some of them: guaco, contribo, hombre grande, calawala, sarsaparilla. In Africa, you have the morula, you have the cancansa, you have the sia, you have the popa, and you have the other one, the huja. These are the electric plants. They will heal. So what do we do? What I do is to cleanse the body. While as an engineer, I put together a cleansing, an intracellular chelation. We're going to clean every cell that makes up every organ that totals the biological you. I can't miss. Because my computation, my sight, my vision says there is only one disease. There's never been two. Greg was saying, man, you out of your mind. They're gonna ridicule you, boy. I said, Greg, look, man, when someone has sinusitis, what's in the nasal passage? He said, mucus. And when someone has bronchitis, what's in the bronchial tube? He said, mucus. And when you have glaucoma, what's on the eye? Mucus again. And when you're insane, where is the mucus? Okay, you see, it's a simple. That's how we are able to do things. We were always able to reduce things to the least common denominator. That's us black people. We made it easy. So while Hippocrates establishing the principle of medical science, I asked the judge in New York, Your Honor, I am before the Supreme Court today because I have been practicing medicine without a license. And I claim to cure AIDS, selling products not approved by the FDA. Your Honor, I knows nothing about jurisprudence. I knows nothing about the law. I knows nothing at all, period, really. I'm glad that the good Lord has placed in my hands the understanding of helping you with these earth. But Your Honor, in my state of ignorance, I'm going to ask 3 questions to the physicians. And my whole case would rest on these 3 questions. What are the questions? Your Honor, is it a fact that the Holy Bible teaches that the herbs are for the healing of the nations? Said yes. Is it a fact that the father of medicine cured every disease using herbs? He said yes. Establishing the principle of medical science? Yes. He did not use any chemicals. I'm using herbs, but I'm being prosecuted. I would like for you to explain this to me, Your Honor. I am the one that's following the Bible and Hippocrates and science. Because science shows that the human body is carbon-based and that the only substance that's going to complement a carbon-based body is a carbon-based substance. And do you know that the only substance on this planet that is carbon-based are those that are made by God? If you burn a carrot, it doesn't burn the carbon. It doesn't have it in it, because it's an laboratory product. Your Honor, is it a fact that science shows that we are electrical? Yes. Being that we are electrical, shouldn't it be that our compounds should be electrical? Said yes. But the FDA doesn't want me to distribute my product. I would like the FDA to explain to the courts today, when we removed the black man from Africa, did he bring his food with him? The FDA could not utter a word. There again, we are afraid to talk, even when we are entertaining something that is in our favor. I am not owned by any nations of the world. I'm not the property of anyone. I'm the son of God Almighty. Nobody owns me. So, on that premise, we have the right to question everything. Everything. So yes, Urwa helped me tremendously to understand that even though I am not a Muslim, I am not a Christian, I'm not a Buddha, I'm not a Hindu, but my obligation is to love everybody just the same as I love myself. That is important. Now, where we begin to see the difficulty in doing so is that we get nervous. Then we take our time and go to the physician looking for help because that's all we know. But he's unable to help us because his premise is not really wrapped too tight. And I don't believe that the physician knows that himself because the physicians could do a better job than me. He could diagnose you on things that I cannot see. But I don't need his diagnostic procedures. I could look at you and tell what's wrong. You're not. I was in Dominica. And a policeman came to me and said that he had a friend that was sick. But you said that you don't need to know what he has. I said, no, I don't need to know. What did I put together? An intracellular chelation. I'm going to clean every cell that makes up every organ that totals you. The man took the remedy, he took the remedy, he took the remedy about 4 or 5 times. But in one of those intervals, Mary Regina Charles, who was the Prime Minister of Dominica, kicked me out. You are leaving, you are gone, bye, with your herbal compound. I said, but Miss Charles, am I not in compliance with God Almighty? Of course I am. Of course I am. Why are you kicking me out? Not that I'm feeling any way because you're kicking me out, but give me a reason. Well, Dominica only supports the practice of Orthodox medicine. I say Orthodox medicine. What makes it Orthodox? Something that has been established and followed, where Hippocrates started his principle by using herbs, and I'm doing that. Who is in compliance? You gotta leave anyway. I said, thank you. So yes, I put compounds together that addresses the colon. Why the colon? Because the colon is that organ that is responsible for every manifestation of disease, the colon. When this colon is obstructed and is full of debris, it sends out these negative messages. It may be insanity, it may be diabetes, maybe impotence, but it's going to be something negative. So we cleanse the colon. After cleaning the colon, we know that the nerves have been jarred. Look carefully, the nerve. Our nerve. My nerve had me. I was so nervous, I was placed in a psychiatric ward in New Jersey in 1961. The boy wanted to kill his wife. She never knew it. She didn't know it until one day I took my present wife to her. Marilyn didn't know I wanted to kill her. Why did I want to kill Marilyn? Because my body was that sick. So ladies and gentlemen, after cleansing the colon and treating the nerve, now we have another step to make. The blood. The blood has to be strengthened and revitalized. But we have to cleanse the blood. Because the blood has been picking up bacteria from what you eat. Oils, spices, all kinds of meats. All these things obstruct. Then it begins to distribute to make the blood heavy. Then we have to clean the blood. We have to clean it. Because you have overworked the white corpuscles. The white corpuscles want to remove debris from the blood, but instead of removing the debris, it eats up the whole cell sometimes. And that's where anemia sets in, or leukemia. Notice carefully that most of us at my age, they find themselves with kidney problems or leukemia. Because over the years, we've been eating the things that will undermine the iron cells in the body. We've been eating things that makes us angry, that makes us feel bad in our own self, not to mention the neighbor. I mean, with yourself, sometimes you lay in bed. think. And what we think brings tears to our eyes, and we don't know how to control it. You see, all these things settled. So when I came to the Bahamas, I told my friend, Jamal, I hope that my compounds would not undermine me in the Bahamas. He said, why? I said, because the love that I feel in the Bahamas, the people in the Bahamas have shown so much of it that I would like for them to think that I'm coming with some kind of hocus pocus. And I was a recipient of hocus pocus. I was a recipient of voodoo. They gave me their little bones and stuff. Didn't help me, so I hope that when I come to the Bahamas, that this compound would not fail me. But when Jamal told me that someone was cured of diabetes, and that somebody PSA was 49, and it was down to 0.3, when I began to feel good, because of that, I told him, I said, you know, I have been around the world, Caribbean, Africa, South and Central America, because I speak Spanish. And the way I feel about the Bahamas, I said it would be nice if we developed the Center of Endocrinology in the Bahamas. We have galvanized a young man by the name of Mr. Don Smith. And we have Julian. We have Mikey. We have Jamal and myself. 5 brothers. We are going to develop this center here in the Bahamas, not only to address you, it is to address the world. So, yes, what is it about Dr. Sebi? Nothing extraordinary. He's a brother just like you. There isn't a brother in this audience that I'm better than. There isn't a brother in this audience that I'm lesser than. I am your brother standing here, no better, no worse, with the hope that what he brings will be shared among us. Because my intent upon seeing your response is that we could very well be the first nation of organic medicine right here in the Bahamas. When the people in the country where I was born, Honduras, saw the speech that I gave the last time I was here and the attendance, they were embarrassed. When I'm in Africa, we're about 10 people there. When I'm in my hometown, about 12. In America, a few hundreds. But in the Bahamas, you all come by the thousands. That says something about you. Feeling this way, naturally, I feel like a Bahamian. I never felt attached to any country like I feel attached to the Bahamas. Because in the country where I was born, they don't treat me this way. Because it's a country that has a different mandate. It is Latin, Hispanic. And I expect that. They don't understand what I come with, most of them, and I understand that too. Not that they're bad, no, they're not. Hispanic people are just as good as you and me. In fact, if it wasn't for a Hispanic, I wouldn't be standing here alive today. Alfredo Cortez, the Mexican that healed me when I needed help. So you see, we all are interrelated. Like I need a white man, the white man needs a Mexican, you need the Chinese, and we all need each other. And if we cooperate, we see the beauty in each and every one of us. Because there is beauty in everybody and everyone. What happened? We've been made sick. I'm going to use an example. A little girl in Puerto Rico. Her name is Antonina. I used to go under the mango trees because they had people sick there. And this girl would always sit on the sidewalk and she would snort cocaine. And she asked me for $5. I gave her the $5 and she went and bought cocaine. She went and bought cocaine the second day. She asked me for $5 again that Wednesday. She bought cocaine. On the third day, she said, what do you want with me? I said, I may want all of you. She knows that. I said, because God made you just as good as the Queen of England. The Queen of England is married to you. Because God just doesn't do that. But yet, you elect to take your body to be sold for money to buy cocaine. But you're not as bad. I'm worse. Because I'm buying it from you. I'm buying your sex for money. Helping you to buy drugs. I would like to do that. I want you to explain this to me. What happened? And she began to cry and tell me about her experience. All the guys in the neighborhood said, man, you are stupid. You are dumb. That girl is a drug addict. Does she need love? Does she need help? Of course she does. I got help. I got help in many ways with many people. I'm still being helped by you. So I said, I took it to Carlos, to a restaurant. We were eating. And she started crying. Telling me about her experience with her uncle and this and that and the other. She said, you have any more money? I said, why? I want some money. I gave her $200. She disappeared. 5 years later, somebody came in my room about 6 o'clock in the evening in my house in Puerto Rico, San Juan. Dr. Sebi, aquí te manda, man is sending you a letter. His name is 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐿. I opened the letter. A little picture fell out. A picture of a little baby. And the letter read, Dr. Sebi, before I die, you will be the last person in my eyes. You are the only person that had the heart to come and rescue me. I needed help, and you gave it to me. I came to New York, I went to school, I lived with my sister, I'm married, I have a little girl because of you. Now, how do you think about that? How do you think I'm going to even want to tell you this right now? It resonates with me. And why can't we be that to everybody? Yeah, there is girls in our song. There is girls in our song that hangs around. The one that we call the Dr. Gal. But she needs our love just as much as we need hers. And we have to begin to practice that. But I found that that is accomplished when I joined 𝐦𝐸, when I became acquainted with 𝐸𝐸. 𝐸𝐸 is so delicious, it's so good. 𝐸𝐸 is the essence of black existence. It doesn't allow you to even think bad about anyone. It doesn't allow you to indicate an ugly thought about yourself. You know me? I used to have these funny things about my knees. I used to hate my knees. I thought my knees were ugly. And I met many people think that they're ugly. And there aren't any ugly people. How could you be ugly when you are unique? You are unique. I mean, when I look at you, I'm looking at the only one like you. So how could you be ugly? For you to be ugly, I got to compare one like you. And that other one does not exist. You occupy a unique place in this community of humanity, of human beings. You are unique. We all are. In that uniqueness, how could you write a book that I'm going to receive benefits from when I'm unique? The only turned out to be a healer. And I was frightened when I saw it because I'm a merchant seaman. You know those merchant seamen are vulgar people? They travel to drink rum and go to whorehouses all over the world. So I was afraid that there would be some residuals of that semen coming out of me. But over the years, the good Lord have helped me to maintain a certain discipline and a growth. I'm 79 years of age now, and sometimes I say, you know something, I've been cheated. I've been cheated because I'm 79 and I just began to learn. Why did I notice when I was 30? Couldn't. Because that is not the arrangement of life. You're supposed to travel the journey. You're supposed to travel because the journey that I travel is mine and mine alone, like yours. Each and every one of us in this hall tonight have our own individual journey. And it is good. All we need to do is to support each other's. Hey man, how you doing? Well, I'm doing good. How are you? I'm doing fine too. That's good. I just talk about beautifying the community, bringing flowers and growing things in the community. Of course, you bring new life because there's love. But to give that love, you have to love yourself, and that comes with the food. Urua teaches us that you don't criticize anyone because there are people that resonate with Christianity and they love to be Christians and they live very well. Like my mother. Others say, well, I'm a Muslim, and they like being a Muslim. And it's good because it resonates with you. Some are Buddhists. Some are Hindus. They all are beautiful. What Urua does is to show that we occupy a different space. And in occupying that different space, there's a food that comes with it. A food that will ensure that your life will be maintained in that path that will maintain peace. The message is what? It's God. God is at the bottom of everything, sustaining. One day I gave a speech in Washington, and I don't know why I went there, but I did. It was the truth, and it's still the truth. I was told that God made everything, and that everything God made is good. Am I right here to tell them? Who made the devil? You see? You see why Urua teaches us that we're not going to hate the devil and love God. We're going to love God and understand the devil. And you have just neutralized Satan. There's no fear. Because God is your Savior. In fact, there was a dialogue with Satan and me. He wanted to know why I love him. I said, if God protects me, why should I be afraid of you? But you go tell that to the Christians, he said. Because they always talk about me. But you're not afraid of me. I said, why should I be? Give me a reason why I should be afraid of you, Satan, when God already is my Savior. And I hope that I could live according to the dictates as much as I possibly can. I'm not going to stand before you tonight and tell you that I'm all that, because I'm not. I'm that same little boy. The same little boy that was raised by Violet and Mama A. The same little boy that was obedient. But I learned the beauty of it, the beauty of obedience, is that nobody could tell you anything that is negative because you are obedient. But to get there, you have to eat right. This is why we put together the compound like the 𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐞. The 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐞, well, I was very, very much bothered by the activity going on in the community in the 60s and 70s and 80s. The unrest, the violence, Mexican girl named Guadalupe. Guadalupe, I said, I have to go to town, but I just made this compound and I want you to try it. And when I came back an hour later, Guadalupe said, I feel like the wind. In Spanish, she said, me siento como el viento. I feel like the wind. That's where it got the title as viento. When you take it, brothers and sisters, you're going to feel the difference immediately. You're going to love people that you once may have felt something against. You know how, I did it. People does things to you, and you feel like you should do something bad. But no, the person that did something to us is sick. Is sick. I had my back at the house, put another name, people took money and said it was dead, and all kinds of stuff. I have nothing I could do. I was put in jail for raping my daughter. My wife did right there. They put cuffs on me and put me in jail. While I'm in jail, I'm saying, now, how could someone put this together? How could someone arrange this, that I raped my 5-year-old daughter? But I stood in jail, and everybody would ask me, what you gonna do? I'm not gonna do anything. I was put in jail in New York for raping a white woman in 1959. What you gonna do? I'm not gonna do anything. It came and left. It came and left. You live that world. You live in that world that is truthful. You don't have to worry about the accusations. I was put in jail because I practiced this medicine. Practicing medicine without a license. They put me cuffs on me and tell me I was a fraud. That's embarrassing because a black man stand up to the world and tell them, look, this is what we black people could do. We always could do it. God did not equip Chinese and white people and others alone. God equipped each and every one of us with the understanding to live the way that we were designed to live. I know, you want to declare that of me? Well, yes, at your age. But what you gonna do? I'm not gonna hide it. We should be proud, especially us black people. Right. Cure the diseases that we claim in the world. We're doing something. Let us take a look at the whole picture. What is it that we produce that we could be proud of to say, well, we black folks produce this? Japanese says, we produce the best TV, the best car. German says, we produce the best cameras. America says, we produce the best planes. What we black folks say we produce. The best medicine. So we have something to offer the world. And we don't have to be ashamed or afraid. You already put me in jail on the cross, so what else could they do? We should be proud that your brother, this black man, this African, reached the level of understanding that he could serve the world. Look what makes us, like I said, in about 2 wives, it could overflow this chamber. So the engineer sent me to talk to Bert. Bert, the engineer said that you should not overflow the Bible. Look, you nigger, you don't talk to me like that. I said, Bert, what did you call me? Nigger. Say it again. Bert, say it again. Say nigger, Bert. He said, nigger. I said, say it again. Say it again. Come on, don't stop. So he looked at me. I said, Bert, you're not going to say it. Do you want me to say it for you? Nigger. But it doesn't sound good. I want you saying it. Say it, Bert, come on. So Bert realized that the word nigger didn't mean anything with me. Because that doesn't mean anything. I'm not a nigger. I'm God's child. So later on, Bert started stealing things from people out of their folksy. He's a white man from Mississippi. Listen to what this white man did. He started going in the folks in the street stealing things. And everybody went to the captain, and then the captain. Captain, Bert is a thief. Bert is a thief. He's stealing things from folks and taking it to his quarters. I said, Captain Credit, Bert is not a thief. Oh, come on, I heard it said he called you a nigger. I said, he did. Why don't you call me that now? Call me a nigger, Captain. He said, it doesn't mean anything with you. No. Those are words. That doesn't describe me. I said, come on. So I took him down to Bert's room. I said, Bert, do you have my wallet? He said, yes. With $200 in your mother's picture. I said, Captain, is that a thief? He said, how come you took time out to see this? I said, I have to take time out. I'm always there. I was always taking time out. When Bert got halfway to India, he got really crazy now. We had to put him in a hospital on the ship. I knew something was wrong with Bert. So what happened? This is 1963. I quit the ocean on that very trip when we got back. I would never go back to sea. But stayed in New Orleans, I left. 1963. Keep that date in your head. In 1989, somebody called me from New Orleans, a group of lawyers. Dr. Sebi, we would like you to come to New Orleans to explain to us how you win the case in the Supreme Court. But New Orleans is the city that I first arrived in the United States as a young boy, 20 years of age, as a merchant seaman, all excited, want to see the world. So when they asked me to come to New Orleans, well, naturally, it bring back memories, right? And I go to New Orleans with, well, one of my wives then, I had 2 or 3 or 4 of them then. And I know my wife would do something bad to me tonight. I went with one of the wives. I said, Annette, I used to sail this city many years ago. It's been 26 years since I left the ocean. Let me go to the Union Hall the next day after I talk to these folks. I go to the Union Hall. I saw Francis. I saw Victor Franklin. I saw Ruby Hammonds. I saw Red. I know what happened to see me. And I'm happy to see them. And they told me about what they read about me going to jail and all that. On the way out from the Union Hall, there's a dirty white boy walking towards me. I have to step out the way for him to pass. And as I take 2 steps, I heard, Bowman! This is Bert. This is Bert. Bowman, this is Bert. You're my only friend. You're my only friend. Been 26 years, Bowman. And I know you're going to hear me. How did this white man know that I was going to heal him? How did he know that one day he would see me again in 26 years? Bert Bowman from Mississippi. Yes, he was healed. Yes, he went back to Mississippi and worked with his daddy with the title company that he had. Man, that he called a nigger. Now, I hate brothers and sisters in America. Don't use the N-word. Boy, be quiet. Jesse Jackson, Sharpton, Maddox, and Mason, and all those folks. Look what they did to poor old Iverson Morning. Iverson Morning said that the basketball team from Tennessee looked like a bunch of snappy headed hoes. He said that, but that was cool. What's nothing wrong with that? See that? I never saw a bunch of nappy headed hoes. Nobody saw that, but I was. So why are we going to jump all over Ireland? You are a racist. You, come on. 𝐼𝐸 needed love. The same had to address 𝐼𝐸. In fact, I want to meet 𝐼𝐸 to ask him, hey 𝐼𝐸, how come everybody saw the basketball team of these some years and you saw a bunch of nappy-headed boys? How come you saw that 𝐼𝐸? That's the way you treat that. He needed love. 𝐼𝐸 needed love. He didn't need any criticism. And the people that criticized him, check it out. In the year of 2004, Mr. Michael Jackson, after receiving the benefit of Dr. Sebi's compound and his children, his mother, Catherine, his father, Joe, his babysitter, Grace, his only biological son, Omar, and his son, mother, Helga, they all were treated and they were cured. Michael took me to Washington, unknowing to me. He said, Dr. Sebi, I want you accompany me in Washington. I want you to go with me because I have something to tell the African ambassadors. So I went. Michael Jackson goes to the mic and starts talking to the African ambassadors that he didn't know what was going to be the gift for Africa. But when he met me 3 months ago, he realized that the gift was going to be me because of what he received. In fact, he called Elizabeth Taylor and told her, Elizabeth, I have the man of your age sitting here with me right now. Guess what Elizabeth Taylor told Michael Jackson? Tell Dr. Sebi that he should give his compounds away for free. Mind you, this lady already paid millions of dollars to 𝐥𝐤𝐤 organizations. Nobody gave me anything. Nobody have ever given me anything but you. You have given me much more than you realize. Michael Jackson talked to 17 African ambassadors, Sheila Jackson Lee, John Connor from Texas, from Michigan, and Jesse Jackson Jr. from the House of Appropriation, the one that is sick right now with his mood swings. He saw documents that I produced, that I cure AIDS and other diseases. Did he tell the black race that this was occurring, that this was something that was happening? No. He didn't tell anyone. His wife didn't tell anyone. Our shopping didn't tell anyone. American leaders, that's the problem. That is the problem. You see, when I came out of my mother, that was it. My mama, you don't go to the bars and find cups calling female males, you call them females, right? But when mama tells news, you were ready. So why should I trust my body in the hand of a leader? Where is he going to lead me that I can't take myself better? Where is he going to lead me? Well, I tried all of them. It didn't work. What worked is God. Then you are the most important person in your life. And if you're not, something wrong. There's sickness somewhere lurking around. Because you just as good as anybody else. So yes, gentlemen, Dr. Sebi cured the disease that he came to cure. And many of you who are in the audience today, like Hazel Penn. Yes, sir. Hazel Penn, she don't know how much I talk about her in Honduras because she made me feel good. You know, when I came here and she said, the doctor took all my money, they eat up my money. And I remember that. I said, oh God, this is why we came together with the 𝐦𝐤𝐤 family. The 𝐦𝐤𝐤 Health family. Once you join the family, it's like an insurance. You're going to only pay 50% when you go to Honduras, or 50% off. You're going to save 20% off everything you buy. But the beautiful thing about our product guarantees that it's going to work. They are alkali, they are electrical. Alkalinity and electricity is one. There could be no electricity. Read your values. When you get home, look at the values in your flashlight or in your computer. It says alkali. It doesn't say acid. It has to be alkali. So is the human body. So yes, great brothers and sisters, I'm back. I'm back to receive the love that I've already received from you. The love that nourishes us, that makes us feel that we are bigger than big. And why not? When I leave from here, the love that I receive from you will last me about 6 months before I come back. Because when I leave from here, I'm not going to receive that in my hometown. All I get is threats. That's right, a lot of threats. I've been threatened in the United States. Do you value the life of your family and your children? Do you value your own? I came outside and found my door saying, "Death to Dr. Sebi" in red. Well, I'm supposed to feel frightened, right? For what? I don't know. I'm a servant, and I came to serve you. Thank you very much. I know that much has been said, and it's time for you to question that much. I did not come to the Bahamas to deploy a bunch of words and not have some kind of response or question, of course. So I want you to ask a question. We have room for 5 questions. Anybody have a question? I would like for Hazel Penn to go to the mic and talk, because I think that she has something to say, because this lady needs to say something to you.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
From this night.
Hey, Hazel, mic is working. Here you are, Hazel. Talk to this one. You lost some weight, girl.
Yes, sir. I want to stand before the crowd tonight and let you all know that I'm a testimony. Hallelujah. First thing I should say, Dr. Sebi, you sent from God. Is God anointed. And I thank you very, very much with your wife, Mr. Jamal, and Mr. Sherman. Thank you to take care of me. And to Dr. Sebi, I have not tongues to tell you how much I appreciate the thing what you've done for me. I also have a plot here for you, Dr. Sebi. This is a token. All right, Dr. Sebi. This is a token to express my heartfelt appreciation in you getting me well. And thank you a million, Dr. Sebi. Now, what I have to say to the crowd, I was sick from 1971, the year when we hated vaccine day, with many, many diseases. Many, when I say many, plenty. I don't know where to start from, but when I get up, I cannot move my legs. My thighs have a lot of pain, muscles pain, shoulder pain. I cannot sleep in the night. I have nervous breakdown for 8 years. From in 1971, I was sick, to 2011. I met Dr. Sebi I know plenty of you in here know Sister Penn. I go to Southern Church of God. Plenty people be calling me and asking me the remedy what I take from Dr. 𝐦𝐤𝐬. I used to have two sticks like this lady around here. Don't worry about that, ma'am. The medication, the herb medication, it will get you well. If you trust in God and do the things what Dr. 𝐦𝐤𝐬 tell you to do. You know, when I was taking the medicine, in 3 weeks' time, I didn't see any cure. So I go back to the shop and I tell them about it. They ask me, what you eating? I say rice, macaroni, and all the stuff. So, you know, they said to me, no, you cannot eat those things. Your body has to purge out. So after they tell me that, I go home and I dump everything. I was big and fat, and now I'm skinny. Praise the Lord for that. Praise the Lord. Dr. 𝐦𝐤𝐬, I don't finish yet, Dr. 𝐦𝐤𝐬. Yes, we need Dr. 𝐦𝐤𝐬 in the Bahamas. If you all need Dr. 𝐦𝐤𝐬, give him a hand. He said from God. Let me tell you some people. You might go to the hospital, talk to the doctor. The doctor will give you the medicine, but after he gives you, your body scratching you. Your head aches. I have all that feelings. And whenever I go back and tell them that they change the medicine, when you don't have to change Dr. 𝐦𝐤𝐬 medicine. Then you clap. Give Dr. 𝐦𝐤𝐬 a clap. Hallelujah. Dr. 𝐦𝐤𝐬, I am praying for you, and I'm praying for your workers, the Lord and your wife, that God can keep you 160 years, Dr. 𝐦𝐤𝐬. I claim that for you, Dr. 𝐦𝐤𝐬. And please don't give up, Dr. 𝐦𝐤𝐬. Do what God tells you to do. And we thank you very much and appreciate you. And please don't leave us, Dr. 𝐦𝐤𝐬. Please. Please, Dr. 𝐦𝐤𝐬. Hallelujah.
I need you as much as you need me.
Thank you, Doctor. Can you go in and elaborate on your product? What product would be best for different type of illness or disease that
The question was asked for me to explain the compounds and what it does. When I said that we made compounds, okay. We have two groups of compounds. One of them is 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐞. H1 for women that have hot and cold flashes, because private summers, winters. Ladies like myself, we got the P1, that we have a problem, but we can rectify it. We have the 𝐥𝐢𝐤, which is for the nervous system, that's going to help you maintain a certain level of stability and peace, internal peace. We have another one, the 𝐴 Plus. The 𝐴 Plus is a compound that we put together to address a whole lot of things. But one day, we gave a speech in Los Angeles at the Coram Hotel like this, and a woman won the raffle. My wife gave a raffle, and the person that went would take a bottle of the 𝐴 Plus home. She took it. She won it. That Sunday, she won that raffle. The Tuesday morning, her husband came to the shop. And what did he come for? He wanted the treatment. The treatment is composed of 5 bottles. The Banju, the Sebi cleanser, the Lupulo, the Lily of the Valley, and another one. He said, no, I want that bottle. But that bottle is not the treatment. Yes, it is. Because my wife wanted that bottle. And her pressure went down, her sugar went down. Her nerves are good. All of that in one bottle? Yes, all of that in one bottle. The Green Food Plus. So we have compounds to the battle in the counter, the Green Food Plus, the H1, the P1, and a salve. We have a salve that was made because of a young lady in Washington named Eva Britt. Eva Britt was rheumatoid arthritis for 28 years. When she began to take a compound, all of the pain that she experienced when it first began came back. So I had to make a salve to quench the pain. I did, but then one day, Eva said that she put the salve on her breast because she noticed that she had a cyst on her breast. And 14 days later, the cyst was gone. Another man called in and said, what do you have for hair growth? I said, nothing. He said, yes, you do. You have a salve. So I put it on my head where the hair was falling out, and go right there. A woman called and said, what do you have for hemorrhoids? I said, nothing. She said, yes, you do. You have a salve. That salve has responded for so many things. Yes, you have many compounds. Some over the counter, others for therapy. The therapeutic compounds, you have to call Jamal. You cannot find them over the counter. Because you need consultation, you need guidance, all through the therapeutic treatment. Sure. We have compounds to reverse lupus, herpes, blindness, diabetes, cancer. Of course we do. We have done it right in the and we continue to do it. That's why I'm so encouraged that Mr. Don Smith and Mikey, Julian, man, Jamal, and myself, we're going to head one of the leading health clinics in the world. Right there. In fact, I was told we going to Andrews with it. We have our meeting tomorrow to talk about how we're going to build this, what we're going to do to you and to the world. And why not? You should be proud. I know I am. Next question, please. Anybody else? There's a young lady coming forward there. You know, in back of you. Then you. Come sit in front. So when she's going to give you.
Sebi, I want to ask you, yes, I want to ask you something about the coconut before that I would like to say to everyone. I met Dr. Sebi in 2010, and in 2011, my mother was just gasping for breath. And when I did, I'm a nurse, and I got the stethoscope and listened to the lower chest. I didn't hear any breath sounds, and her breath sounds were rapid and shallow. And I sent it anyway. The long story is I sent it to the doctor. I told my sister to take it to the doctor to see if she didn't have pneumonia. They did some tests, and when the test came back, she had cancer that had metastasized to her lung, right? And they said that the one lung had collapsed, and the next lung was half full of fluid. And she was just gasping for breath. The only thing they suggested to do is to put a chest tube in. And I had a patient in National Chest Hospital in Jamaica, and I said, no, my mom. And I took her home. They sent home on oxygen. We spent $100 per time. And every 2 days, it was $60 every 2 days for oxygen. I used to go and sleep with her in the night. She was staying by my sister, holding up all night, hollering, and just gasping for breath. I went down to Dr. Sebi by Jamal, and I got sea moss with bladder. And they told me half a cup twice a day. I gave her 1 cup twice a day. And I got some green jelly coconut and the coconut water. And after 10 days, my mother didn't need any oxygen. And I used to sleep with her at night. And when I got her the last night I slept with her, well, one night I slept with her, there was, I felt something wet when I was holding her. And when I turned on the light, it was just blood coming from the left breast. Okay? I cleaned her up and I got some 𝐥𝐤𝐬. And she had also developed a bed sore. And we had to get a little donut and put her on it. And so I got the 𝐥𝐤𝐬 and I put her on the bed sore. And I told the nurses from the clinic nearby, they used to come every other day and dress the wound. And I told my sister, I came there one day and met antibiotic. I said, tell them nurses, don't put no antibiotic on this. Put 𝐥𝐤𝐬. That's all I want to see and dress it. And so the last night I was sleeping with her, I woke up and my mother's going to the bathroom. So I said, who is in the bathroom? So I went inside there and I said, well, let me see how the bed sore doing. There was no bed sore. And before I went away, the wound that was about this big had gone down to size just less than a quarter and it was healed. Okay? And then we called the doctor from the clinic to come in and check her out. And he said, she doesn't have any fluid in the lung. The lung that had collapsed had reinflated. Okay? And so my mother was completely went from 1 degree to the next. So I can give a confirmation on the products and what it can do. But the question I wanted to ask Dr. Sebi is I wanted to understand the coconut more. The coconut. Okay? Yes.
Coconut. We said, I remember her from the last time. I remember a lot of people there, but I remember her so well. I was looking for someone else, but anyway, I didn't see her face. Now, the coconut question. Coconut. Remember what we said, that anything that God made is good? But now, man can make a coconut. There's a little young coconut that is made, that is unnatural. They call it a Filipina. It's yellow. But I know that in the Bahamas you have more natural coconut than the artificial one. In my hometown, you cannot find a natural coconut. They're all artificial. And I remember when I was a little boy, that's all we had was the natural coconut, no more. They're gone. They're gone forever. They're changing things on us. This is why tomorrow is bringing the polio and the smell and all the things that you need to change the diet. Slowly but surely. We're not asking you to jump and cold turkey because that's impossible. I didn't do it that way. I didn't give up chicken till a year later. I didn't want to quit my chicken. I said, I want to live without chicken. Crazy? Next question. Good evening. Speaking to the mic.
You spoke to several plants that were cultivated. I was expecting to hear a little bit more about the plants that we should be eating. You spoke to history. You spoke to originally when you began, you mentioned history, so I was expecting to get a little bit more information. But on an average day, what is your diet like?
My diet. When I wake up in the morning, the question is asked, on the average, what is my diet, my daily diet? I never have breakfast. Never eat breakfast. My wife will have a mug of sea moss. So I'm going to go slow with this one, because this is very important. My wife would take the hemp seed, Jamal sells the hemp seed. You take the hemp seeds and you put them in a blender with warm water, and you blend it up, turns to milk. It's a very nutritious milk. Hemp seed milk. You would have already boiled the sea balls for about 20 or 30 minutes. And then you combine them in the blender. The sea moss now with the hemp seed milk, and you put a little bit of vanilla, and you sweeten it with some agave nectar, not sugar. Because if you put sugar in the milk and the sea moss, you have just adulterated it. Because sugar is cyanide, not the agave nectar. That's why the agave nectar is the only bottle that's claimed a sweetener that is glucose free. You read the bottle, it says glucose free. Anything that is glucose free is alkaline. Anything that has glucose is acid. So yes, we changed it gradually. But she left me with a question about the history. She wanted me to give some more history about our ancient past. Well, it would be very lengthy to stand here tonight and go into all the intricacies. I gave you like synopsis, but gave you a foundation. Because if you go back into the history, then we have to go back and bypass slavery. Bypass slavery. Now, which one of us in this audience could talk about black history before slavery? Nobody. Everything that they told us about our history came from Europe. We didn't say it. You want to know about the Mayan? Ask the European. You want to know about the Inca? Ask the European. You want to know about black folks? Ask the European. They seem to think that they know more about us than we should know about ourselves. What I did was to go back to Africa, not to Egypt, because there have been many people here in America that, I don't know how to call them name, but take black people to Egypt for what I don't know. You go inside the pyramid, you come back out, that's it. But when I went to the jungle, I got a planet known as 𝐤𝐤. Straight out of the jungle, not the pyramids of Egypt. And I removed a tumor from Michael Jackson's son's head in 20 minutes. Those who went to Egypt and went inside the pyramids, all they did was to come back with some souvenirs. But when I went to the jungle, I came back with a medicine. You see? So our history, we have to be right. And I'm doing just that. In fact, there's a book that will be out soon, Dembele. Dembele means help to cross over. In Dembele, I will explain from A to Z, the best I can possibly can, to show what happened in the movement of people and what was lost. In our case, a lot of love was lost. A lot of love that we so need now. Next question. Come on up. Oh, the lady, she can't come up. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Here you are.
I have a lot of questions. Okay, first, when I was paralyzed on both sides, but slowly my left side came back. Now I want, my right side to come back, at least so I can be whole once again. Next is my eye with the scar. I'd like to know, do you have any ointment or cream or something like that for
Yes.
my eye? Sometimes my eye drips water. I've been dabbing my eye for since I came in here until now. So, I mean, do you have any cream, ointment, salve, anything that you can use on your eye?
Yes, we do have something to use for your eye. But I would like to make a suggestion to you. If she could go to Honduras, it would be better, because the condition that I see requires that she go to Honduras. I'm not going to charge you any money. I don't know if you all remember Mr. Knight, the one that was here the last time that we gave a speech, and he said that the only way that he could believe it is that I make him see.
Yes, yes.
Remember that man? You know he's sick, right? Yes, he is. So, I'm going to make you the same offer. His diabetes is gone too. He said he was diabetic, right? He no longer has that. But with you, if she could get to Honduras, I'm not going to charge her anything. She needs to be there because there's the thermal water in Honduras. The thermal waters in Honduras are very high in what we call pH. It has a pH of 9.6, very high, meaning that it will cure you quick. She needs to go to Honduras. This is where the family of 𝐦𝐤𝐤 comes in. You see why we need a family? She needs help. We could have put together, right? But why not? That's what we're going to do. That's what I do. And I'm going to tell Jamal to give her the ointment, but I would like for her to go to Honduras. And she don't have to pay me a dime. Next question. You next. Everyone, young man.
Good evening, Dr. Sebi, and everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank you for the information that you have instilled to us so far, because it's very informative and it shall change and impact many lives. Now, one question I have as a young man, I'm actually medically inclined, so I like to focus on my physique and so forth. So I'd like to know, besides the chicken abortion, which I have decided, which is aka is eggs, I mean, most of the time, on TV, television, they tell us that, okay, eggs are about protein. Now, we even know that we know what protein is. But now, what can you recommend besides, I mean, so far you told us that it's the sea moss and the hemp seeds that are very good for the body. What else could you recommend to actually help me to sustain actually muscle growth, or help me to sustain my athletic activity? And also, is there any way that I can become part of your it's very, good. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so very much. You know, you said that.
What you want to say is that you want to get a hold of it.
But that's good. That's good. About the protein thing, and the enzymes and the vitamin, that never work and it's never going to work. What works are those things that are electrical. This is why I have demonstrated so many times things that I can do now that I couldn't do when I was in my 30s. And that was only due to the fact that I was taking what everybody else did is correct. Vitamins, enzymes, and proteins. And I used to drink a lot of soy. Soy is dangerous. Soy is most dangerous. Soy is more dangerous than meat. Yes. Soy has inorganic silica, which is going to destroy your cells. Soy does that. So you don't need to worry about that. Our compounds, every one of them, the basis of them is electricity. Some of them are high in iron, because you know iron is magnetic. Iron is the only magnetic mineral. When you take iron, you automatically take all of the minerals, proportional balance. So yes, Our compounds are not measured in kilograms. Our compounds are measured by the electrical composition that we have. Human body move. I can't move unless I'm electrical. So how can I get something that is not electrical? All of them has iron. Some of them has more than others, depending on what you're going to address. But yes, our compound has 102 minerals, which can address all of the minerals required in your body. They're all electrical, provided they're natural. Next question. Oh yes, this man. Yes, sir. There we are.
Good evening to all. Thank you, Dr. Sebi, for being here in the house. Let me first say I want to thank 𝐤𝐤𝐬 and his team. I'm JT for blessing me and my friend Hannah with being here tonight. Let me first say that, obviously God does perform miracles. He hasn't gotten out of that business. And God can also work through the human hands and the human ingenuity to bring miracles in a natural form as well. And so when I first heard about the fact that you guys referred to Genesis chapter 29, I'm sorry, I got it wrong. Genesis anyway, 129, there you go, thank you. I was very encouraged because, I'm a Bible believing guy, so I was encouraged. But what I wanted to ask you, Dr. Sebi, that being said, some years ago, when I was 11 years old, I just turned 49 in 2 days ago, I was blinded by an eye drops given by doctors at PMH.
That's right. A lot of threats. I've been threatened in the United States. Do you value the life of your family and your children? Do you value your own? I came outside and found my door saying, "Death to Dr. Sebi" in red. Well, I'm supposed to feel frightened, right? For what? I don't know. I'm a servant, and I came to serve you. Thank you very much. I know that much has been said, and it's time for you to question that much. I did not come to the Bahamas to deploy a bunch of words and not have some kind of response or question, of course. So I want you to ask a question. We have room for 5 questions. Anybody have a question? I would like for Hazel Penn to go to the mic and talk, because I think that she has something to say, because this lady needs to say something to you. Hallelujah. Hey, Hazel, mic is working. Here you are, Hazel. Talk to this one. You lost some weight, girl.
Yes, sir. I want to stand before the crowd tonight and let you all know that I'm a testimony. Hallelujah. First thing I should say, 2011. I met Dr. 𝐦𝐨𝐫𝐞 in 2011. This year makes 2012, so it's 1 year. And I was sick all the year until I met Dr. 𝐦𝐨𝐫𝐞. I know plenty of you in here know Sister Penn. I go to Southern Church of God. Plenty people been calling me and asking me the remedy what I take from Dr. 𝐦𝐨𝐫𝐞. I used to have 2 sticks like this lady around here. Don't worry about that, ma'am. The medication, the herb medication, they will get you well. If you trust in God and do the things what Dr. 𝐦𝐨𝐫𝐞 tell you to do. You know, when I was taking the medicine, in 3 weeks' time, I didn't see any cure. So I go back to the shop and I tell them about it. They ask me, what you eating? I say rice, macaroni, and all the stuff. So, you know, they said to me, no, you cannot eat those things. Your body has to purge out. So after they tell me that, I go home and I dump everything. I was big and fat, and now I'm skinny. Praise the Lord for that. Praise the Lord. Dr. 𝐦𝐨𝐫𝐞, I don't finish yet, Dr. 𝐦𝐨𝐫𝐞. Don't finish. Yes, we need Dr. 𝐦𝐨𝐫𝐞 in the Bahamas. If you all need Dr. 𝐦𝐨𝐫𝐞, give him a hand. He sent from God. Let me tell you some people. You might go to the hospital, talk to the doctor. The doctor will give you the medicine, but after he gives you, your body scratching you. Your head aches. I have all that feelings. And wherever I go back and tell them that they change the medicine, when you don't have to change Dr. 𝐦𝐨𝐫𝐞 medicine. Give me a clap. Give Dr. 𝐦𝐨𝐫𝐞 a clap. Hallelujah. Dr. 𝐦𝐨𝐫𝐞, I am praying for you, and I'm praying for your workers, Jamal and your wife, that God can keep you 160 years, Dr. 𝐦𝐨𝐫𝐞. I claim that for you, Dr. 𝐦𝐨𝐫𝐞. And please don't give up, Dr. 𝐦𝐨𝐫𝐞. Do what God tells you to do. And we thank you very much and appreciate you. And please don't leave us, Dr. 𝐦𝐨𝐫𝐞. Please. Please, Dr. 𝐦𝐨𝐫𝐞. Hallelujah.
I need you as much as you need me.
Good night, doctor. Can you go in and elaborate on your product? What product would be best for different type of illness or disease that
The question was asked for me to explain the compounds and what it does. When I said that we made compounds, okay. We have 2 groups of compounds. One of them is provided over the counter. H1 for women that have hot and cold flashes with those private summers, winters. Males like myself, we got the P1, that we have problems, but we can rectify it. We have the 𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐞, which is for the nervous system, that's going to help you maintain a certain level of stability and peace, internal peace. whole lot of things. But one day, we gave a speech in Los Angeles at the Corama Hotel like this, and a woman won the raffle. My wife gave a raffle, and the person that went would take a bottle, the Green Food Plus home. She took it. She won it. That Sunday, she won that raffle. The Tuesday morning, her husband came to the shop. And what did he come for? He wanted the treatment. The treatment is composed of 5 bottles. The Banju, the self-cleanser, the Lupulo, the Lily of the Valley, and another one. He said, no, I want that bottle. She said, but that bottle is not the treatment. Yes, it is. Because my wife wanted that bottle, and her pressure went down, her sugar went down. Her nerves are good. All that in one bottle? Yes, all of that in one bottle. The Green Food Plus. So we have compound that you can buy over the counter, like the Green Food Plus, the H1, the P1, and a salve. We have a salve. A salve that was made because of a young lady in Washington named Eva Britt. Eva Britt was rheumatoid arthritic for 28 years. When she began to take a compound, all of the pain that she experienced when it first began came back. So I had to make a salve to quench the pain. And it did. But then one day, Eva said that she put the salve on her breast because she noticed that she had a cyst on her breast. And 14 days later, the cyst was gone. Another man called in and said, what do you have for hair growth? I said, nothing. He said, yes, you do. You have a salve. I put it on my head where the hair was falling out, it's going there. A woman called and said, what do you have for hemorrhoids? I said, nothing. She said, yes, you do. You have a salve. That salve has responded for so many things. Yes, we have many compounds. Some over the counter, others for therapy. The therapeutic compounds you have to call Jamal. You cannot buy them over the counter. Because you need consultation, you need guidance, all through the therapeutic treatment. Sure. We have compounds to reverse lupus, herpes, blindness, diabetes, cancer. Of course we do. We have done it right here in the Bahamas. And we continue to do it. That's why I'm so encouraged that Mr. Don Smith and Mikey, Julian, man, Jamal, and myself, we're going to head one of the leading health clinics in the world, right here. In fact, I was told that we're going to 𝐥𝐤𝐬. We have our meeting tomorrow to talk about how we're going to build this, what we're going to do for you and for the world. And why not? We should be proud. I know I am. Next question, please. Anybody else? There's a young lady coming forward there. You know, in back of you. Then you. Come sit in front. So when she finishes, you do.
Sebi, I want to ask you, yes, I want to ask you something about the coconut before that I would like to say to everyone. I met Dr. Sebi in 2010, and in 2011, my mother was just gasping for breath. And when I did, I'm a nurse, and I got a stethoscope and listened to the lower chest. I didn't hear any breath sounds, and her breath sounds were rapid and shallow. And I sent it, anyway, the long story is I sent it to the doctor. I told my sister to take the doctor to see if she didn't have pneumonia. They did some tests, and when the test came out, she had cancer that had metastasized to her lung, right? And they said that the one lung had collapsed, and the next lung was half full of fluid. And she was just gasping for breath. The only thing they suggested to do is to put a chest tube in. And I had a patient in National Chest Hospital in Jamaica, and I said, not my mom. And I took her home. They sent home on oxygen. We spent $100 per time. And gasping for breath. I went down to Dr. Sebi by 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐤, and I got some sea moss with bladder. And they told me half a cup twice a day. I gave her 1 cup twice a day. And I got some green jelly coconut and the coconut water. And after 10 days, my mother didn't need any oxygen. And I used to sleep with her at night. And when I got it the last night I slept with her, one night I slept with her, there was, I felt something wet when I was holding her. And when I turned on the light, it was just blood coming from the left breast. Okay? I cleaned her up and I got some 𝐥𝐤𝐬𝐤. And she had also developed a bed sore. And we had to get a little donut and put her on it. And so I got the 𝐥𝐤𝐬𝐤 and I put her on the bed sore. And I told the nurses from the clinic nearby, they used to come every other day and dress the wound. And I told my sister, I came there one day and met antibiotic. I said, tell them nurses, don't put no antibiotic on this. Put 𝐥𝐤𝐬𝐤. That's all I want to see, and dress it. And so the last night I was sleeping with her, I woke up and my mother's went to the bathroom. So I said, who is in the bathroom? So I went inside there and I said, well, let me see how the bed sore doing. There was no bed sore. And before I went away, the wound that was about this big had gone down to size just less than a quarter, and it was healed. Okay? And then we called the doctor from the clinic to come in and check her out. And he said, she doesn't have any fluid in the lung. The lung that had collapsed had reinflated. Okay? And so my mother was completely went from 1 degree to the next. So I can give confirmation on the products and what it can do. But the question I wanted to ask Dr. Sebi is, I wanted to understand the coconut more. The coconut. Okay? Yes.
Coconut. We said, I remember her from the last time. There were a lot of people there, but I remember her so well. I was looking for someone else, but anyway, I didn't see her face. Now, the coconut question. Coconut. Remember what we said, that anything that God made is good? But now, man can make a coconut. There's a little young coconut that is made, that is unnatural. They call it the Filipina. It's yellow. But I know that in the Bahamas you have more natural coconut than the artificial one. In my hometown, you cannot find a natural coconut. They're all artificial. And I remember when I was a little boy, that's all we had, was the natural coconut, no more. They're gone. They're gone forever. They're changing things on us. This is why tomorrow is bringing the formula and the spell and all the things that you need to change the diet. Slowly but surely. You're not asking me to jump and cold turkey, because that's impossible. I didn't do it that way. I didn't give up chicken till a year later. I didn't want to quit my chicken. And I would live without chicken. Crazy. Next question. Good evening. Speaking to the mic.
So you spoke to several plants that were cultivated. I was expecting to hear a little bit more about the plants that we should be eating. You spoke to history. Originally when you began, you mentioned history, so I was expecting to get a little bit more information. But on an average day, what is your diet like?
My diet. When I wake up in the morning, the question is asked, on the average, what is my diet, my daily diet? I never have breakfast. Never eat breakfast. My wife will have a mug of sea moss. Now, I'm going to go slow with this one, because this is very important. My wife would take the hemp seed, 𝐤𝐳𝐫𝐞 sells the hemp seed. You take the hemp seeds and you put them in a blender. with warm water, and you blend it up, turns to milk. It's a very nutritious milk. Hemp seed milk. You would have already boiled the sea moss for about 20 to 30 minutes. And then you combine them in the blender. The sea moss now with the hemp seed milk, and you put a little bit of vanilla, and you sweeten it with some agave nectar, not sugar. Because if you put sugar in the milk and the sea moss, you have just adulterated it. Because sugar is cyanide, not the agave nectar. That's why the agave nectar is the only bottle that's claimed a sweetener that is glucose free. You read the bottle, it says glucose free. Anything that is glucose free is alkaline. Anything that has glucose is acid. So yes, we're changing it gradually. But she left me with a question about the history. She wanted me to give some more history about our ancient past. Well, it would be very lengthy to stand here tonight and go into all the intricacies. I gave you like synopsis, but gave you a foundation. Because if you go back into the history, then we have to go back and bypass slavery. Bypass slavery. Now, which one of us in this audience could talk about black history before slavery? Nobody. Everything that they told us about our history came from Europe. We didn't say it. You want to know about the Mayan? Ask the European. You want to know about the Inca? Ask the European. You want to know about black folks? Ask the European. They seem to think that they know more about us than we should know about ourselves. What I did was to go back to Africa, not to Egypt, because there have been many people, leaders in America, that, I don't know how to call them names, but take black people to Egypt for what, I don't know. You go inside the pyramid, you come back out, that's it. But when I went to the jungle, I got a plant known as sia. Straight out of the jungle, not the pyramids of Egypt. And I removed a tumor from Michael Jackson's son's head in 20 minutes. Those who went to Egypt and went inside the pyramids, all they did was to come back with some souvenirs. But when I went to the jungle, I came back with a medicine. You see? So our history, we have to rewrite it. And I'm doing just that. In fact, there's a book that will be out soon, Dembele. Dembele means help to cross over. In Dembele, I will explain from A to Z, the best that we possibly can, to show what happened in the movement of people and what was lost. In our case, a lot of love was lost. A lot of love that we so need now. Next question. Come on up. Oh, the lady, she can't come up. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Here you are.
I have a lot of questions. Okay, first, when I was paralyzed on both sides, but slowly my left side came back. Now I want my right side to come back, at least so I can be whole once again. Next is my eye with the scar. I'd like to know, do you have any ointment or cream or something like that for
Yes.
my eye? Sometimes my eye drips water. I've been dabbing my eye since I came in here until now. So, I mean, do you have any cream, ointment, salt, anything that you can use on your eye?
Yes, we do have something to use for your eye. But I would like to make a suggestion to you. If she could go to Honduras, it would be better, because the condition that I see requires that she go to Honduras. I'm not going to charge you any money. I don't know if you all remember Mr. Knight, the one that was here the last time that we gave a speech, and he said that the only way that he could believe it is that I make him see.
Yes, yes.
Remember that man? You know he's seeing, right? Yes, he is. So, I'm going to make you to see him also. His diabetes is gone too. He said he was diabetic, right? He no longer has that. But with you, if she could get to Honduras, I'm not going to charge her anything. She needs to be there because there's the thermal water in Honduras. The thermal waters in Honduras are very high in what we call pH. It has a pH of 9.6, very high, meaning that it could cure you quick. She needs to go to Honduras. This is where the family of 𝐦𝐤𝐤 comes in. You see why we need a family? She needs help. We could have put together, right? But why not? That's what we're going to do. We're not going to do. And I'm going to tell Jamal to give her the ointment, but I would like for her to go to Honduras, and she don't have to pay me a dime. Next question. You next. Everyone, young man.
Good evening, Dr. Sebi, and everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank you for the information that you have instilled to us so far, because it's very informative and it shall change and impact many lives. Now, one question I have as a young man, I'm actually athletically inclined, so I like to focus on my physique and so forth. So I'd like to know, besides the chicken abortion, which I have started, which is aka is eggs, that we most of the time on TV television, they tell us that, okay, eggs are about protein. Now, we didn't even know that what protein is. But now, what can you recommend besides? I mean, so far you told us that it's the sea moss and the hemp seeds that are very good for the body. What else could you recommend to actually help me to sustain muscle growth, or help me to sustain my athletic activity? And also, is there any way that I can become part of your, all the time interested, and it's very, good. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so very much. You know, you said that.
What do you want to say that you want to get a gold medal in this Olympics?
But that's good. That's good. About the protein thing and the enzymes and the vitamin, that never worked and it's never going to work. What works are those things that are electrical. This is why I have demonstrated so many times things that I can do now that I couldn't do when I was in my 30s. And that was only due to the fact that I was taking what everybody else thinks is correct. Vitamins, enzymes, and proteins. And I used to drink a lot of soy. Soy is dangerous. Soy is most dangerous. Soy is more dangerous than meat. Yes. Soy has inorganic silica, which is going to destroy your cells. Soy does that. So you don't need to worry about that. Our compounds, every one of them, the basis of it is electricity. Some of them are high in iron, because iron is magnetic. Iron is the only magnetic mineral. When you take iron, you automatically take all of the minerals proportional
So yes, our compounds are not measured in kilograms. Our compounds are measured by the electrical composition that we carry. Human body moves. I can't move unless I'm electrical. So how could I create something that is non-electrical? All of them has iron. Some of them has more than others, depending on what we're going to address. But yes, our compound has 102 minerals, which is going to address all of the minerals requirement in your body. They're all electrical, provided they're natural.